Hello everybody, this is Louis Emoji, joined here by a recruiting analyst from 24/7 Sports, Tom Loy. And Tom is here, I think, perhaps we need to talk some people off the ledge. One of the panics after a devastating loss like this to Northwestern in overtime is, how many recruits is Notre Dame going to lose? And what I always recall is they lost 38-0 here to USC in 2007, and Michael Floyd commits, and they lost 37-0 here to Florida State, and Darius Walker commits on the same day. And Manti Te'o, my goodness, on the coldest day of the year, after a devastating loss to a 2-8 Syracuse team, decides to come to Notre Dame after all. Tom, what can you update us with as far as a game like this? Can we talk people off the ledge?
This game will have zero effect on the recruiting class, especially looking at the 2015 class. I had a good conversation with a source, very close to the Notre Dame program about this last week, and just the quote I was given was, if we lose every game the rest of the way, I don't think we lose a single player. And I agree with that. Notre Dame recruits kind of kids that come here with zero effect on a loss, especially when they're 7-3 now on the year. Yeah. They've had a good season. They've had some injury issues, cornerbacks, linebackers. They're not going to decommit over a loss to Northwestern at home. It's a tough loss, but it hurts the team, it hurts the coaching staff, and it hurts the fans. It's not going to see. They see the big picture here at Notre Dame, and that's the kind of kid that they recruit here. That they want. They see the big picture. They want the education. They want this atmosphere. They want to play for Notre Dame. They want to wear the blue and gold. A loss to Northwestern is going to have zero effect on this class.
It was actually, as far as a recruiting visit, pretty inconsequential. You had the cancellation at the 11th hour from
Wakili Ross,
there like that. Next week, Louisville stands to be another huge recruiting weekend. Where do you see there as far as visits, potential visits there? And with 21 verbals right now, how much more room is there on the bus?
Yeah, they got some nice names coming in next week. Ronald Jones was the one that was going to come in next week, and that was a guy that potentially could have been on commit watch. But like I said over the message boards at blueandgold.com, this could work out perfectly. They won last week, or I'm sorry, they won this week, so they're going to play next Saturday. They won't be able to make the trip. He's going to reschedule his visit. Likely, he'll make the trip to USC for the Notre Dame game the following week, so he'll get to see Notre Dame then return to Notre Dame, most likely for the banquet on December 12th. I think that's going to be great for Notre Dame. They'll get the finals, they'll get the last crack, they'll get him and his mom on campus to be around the commits, the players, the coaches at the banquet. It's going to be great. Again, that's why we think that Ronald Jones is going to end up in that class. In this class, and if he comes for the banquet, he could be a guy on commit watch along with Alize Jones, the 4-star tight end. Today we only had there was some underclassmen, but Hunter Johnson in 2017, one of the nation's best quarterbacks, a guy that Notre Dame really likes, and Tommy Kramer was also here, the Notre Dame commit in 2016. Had a great conversation with him right after the game ended, and he said Notre Dame beat themselves. They let Northwestern hang around, and that's the mentality. He goes, this has no effect on his commitment status. He loves Notre Dame, and again, he sees the big picture, so nothing to really worry about. Wakili Ross, like we said, didn't make the trip today. He missed his flight last night. He's very adamant about making the trip next week. Notre Dame wants him to come, wants to wait and have him come back for the banquet. Again, they want to pitch that as a big recruiting weekend, but he's very adamant about coming in, seeing a game. So he wants to be here for Louisville next week. We'll just have to wait and see what happens over the next few weeks.
Well, the deconstruction over on my right here usually is our cue that it's time to take off here. But for Tom Loy, I'm Louis Emoji. Join us again next week for a recruiting recap from the Louisville weekend.